Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 180 of the Unpaid and Underrated podcast, the episode crewcast podcast by crew or crew that fucks up the intro once a week. Uh,
I mean, it's a good average. I mean, that's 100% average. That's pretty solid.
yeah, swinging for the stars here today, guys. So that was Big Keith that you heard there, and we've got Big Jess Says back again. Hello
You
there.
can't get rid of me. Hello.
I
We're
don't
trying.
think we want to. Yeah. No,
Nah, you're
Keith is
okay.
wrong.
We'll keep her around. She's a good one.
And
Big Joey, don't forget to introduce yourself.
oh yeah, I'm Big Joey. I've
Well,
done
yeah.
this before. You couldn't tell by the way I completely screwed up the intro. That's just like that's
Well,
how you
I
know I'm here.
I did toss it to him last minute because we were having, I think, multiple of us are having technical difficulties at the moment. So I'm still trying to get all my stuff open on the computer. So
So
he
for
graciously.
so for those of you that are tuning in, I see a couple of you here. Today is the day that we are going to announce the winner of the cartwheel competition. So for those of you who aren't familiar, and if you aren't, where have you been? About 2 weeks ago, we had Big Jess on, and you said something along the lines of the one true test of strength is a cartwheel. And, it was like, okay, yeah, and we all did it. We all know I can do one. Like you made a joke about that or something. But then Scott Dodds did one, and he tagged us and you, and he was like, do you mean like this? And I'm going to be honest with you, I had just worked, I think, 12 hours and because I was opening a new warehouse, so I was doing 5 a.m. to pretty much 5 or 5:30 p.m. And then I saw that, and then I was just like, "That's it, I'm doing that." And I actually didn't check with Nate or Keith at all. I just kind of did it.
Yeah, we were playing catch up on that one.
And I was like, so I kind of made the video and didn't tell anybody like I'm doing this competition. And then I was like, I would figure out the prize later. Like I just kind of dove in head first and then had no clue what was going to happen. But then I remembered our friend Big Carp there had asked us earlier in the summer, right about 2 weeks after the Battle for the Breaker, if we could do one for a barbell rescue. So I messaged Carp and I was like, do you still want to do that? Surprise, I've already launched it. So if you just want to help on this one, that would be great. And he stepped up. And then I tagged in Big Jess here, tagged in Barbell Rescue themselves,
Big Kim.
and Big Kim. Yep. So Carp, Nate's somewhere on here. I don't know if he's Nathan's iPhone 15 Pro or not, but he's somebody. I'm gonna mute that person. So yeah, like we just kind of went wild on this one, and the submissions were amazing.
They were good, yeah.
I really, I said to you guys earlier, make sure that I say this. Like, thank you everybody for taking this stupid idea I had and just making it fun. And the submissions were great and they were creative and they were hilarious, and some 160-pound mediocre lifter from Canada got people all over the continent to go out and try a cartwheel. Sometimes some of you for the first time. And I just got to say thanks, guys. It was a lot of fun. I took it really seriously. We had a whole group chat. We were sharing all the posts. We were rating them as they went. But a few things changed regarding prizing. Do either of you guys want to talk about that, or would you like me to do that?
Yeah, initially I think Harp had volunteered to do one barbell rescue brush, and I believe we are now up to three brushes, and we'll go and descend. The winner gets to pick their color. The second guy gets to pick the last, because I think he has three colors. We'll, reach out to Carp. We'll figure all that out. But I believe it's three brushes and a couple other goodies. Not 100% sure, but yeah, Carp stepped up for that, and I think Big Jess is going to cover shipping for us, and we should be good to go. Got a nice little care package, so the top three will all be getting an actual prize. It won't just be like here's the winner, and then the two runner ups just get a pat on the back. There's actually going to be three barbell rescue brushes getting shipped out, across the country, possibly across the world. So that's pretty cool stuff. Appreciate you,
Yeah.
Carp, and
Thanks,
I think
Carp,
we had
so much.
I did just count. It looks like we had I'm not big math, but we did have 15 separate there the story highlight had a couple I think Angry Monkey posted twice, and I think Dodds was on there twice, but I think it ended up being 15 separate crew did submit, so that was kind of cool to see. I personally did not partake because I didn't trust the old shoulders and joints and all that, but maybe if I was like a trampoline park or something, I would have gave it a go.
So yeah, based on what I understand, top prize is going to get a bigger prize. So they're going to get like barbell rescue, a bottle of oil,
Yeah,
possibly a
yeah, that's right.
shirt,
Hmm.
and then the runner up, the next two are still going to get a barbell rescue, but like not as many things. And then
Hmm.
I think we might even have some fun stuff for the rest of the people that submitted. So let's go with some of the runner ups. I would like to personally nominate myself because even though I can't win, I think I slayed that. I think I did 10 cartwheels in my backyard after a heavy squat session. And the only thing that stopped me at 10 was I got so dizzy. I legit, me falling over in that video was me actually falling over. Like I could not stand anymore. The world was spinning.
You gave it your all, Joey. And you did a good job. Your cartwheels were very like upright. I think like the camera angle, was it your wife who was recording?
Yeah.
Like the side profile, I could see like you were straight up and down. So you got a really good skill score for me on the cartwheels.
Thank you. Thank you. Actually, and what I'd like to do, if you guys don't mind, is to throw the next couple of things to you, Big Jess, because you were the one to suggest this, and I think you had a spreadsheet going, which nobody is surprised about. So if you want to talk about just compliment some of the runner ups, tag us
Oh my
in.
gosh.
Obviously, we'll all put in some.
Everyone did so well. I was so like overwhelmed and surprised by not just the number of people who wanted to participate in this kooky contest, but like everyone was so creative with like background, like music and sound effects, people getting their kids involved. I loved to see, and I think I said this in the group, like I have such a hard time getting like any kid to do anything, right? But like the people that got their kids involved and got them to do cartwheels on demand and possibly multiple takes, like kudos to everyone who had their kids. There were some Jefferson deadlifts. There was a lot of great South Dakota and Massonomics iconography. I just 10 out of 10 for everyone. Everyone did such a great job. I was so surprised to see how many participants we had. And I believe, and you guys chime in if I'm wrong, but I think that no one got hurt. I don't even
Um,
even Ryan Erickson. I don't know if anyone got sent to the hospital over this.
someone landed hard on their ankle. Toby's buddy that was on the sidewalk. Which one was that? He came down what looked to be pretty hard. Big Dan
Dan
Balderdash from
Mercer.
Dan Mercer. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He seemed like he whacked his ankle pretty
Oh
hard,
yeah.
but
He seemed to walk away from it. I hope he's okay. Dan Mercer, if you're out there listening, all the best, buddy. Hope you're okay. I did love that he was wearing the "Ouch, Everything Hurts" T-shirt, unironically, and then
yeah.
landed and immediately said "Ow."
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get to the winners in a second. So I just want to throw some compliments out to some of the runner ups, if that's okay. Um, why are you tagging me and stuff? I don't know what life is. Okay. So,
Better guess.
um, obviously Cody and Scar.
Oh, I love that one. That
Oh,
was a
it
good
was
one.
so adorable. And Scar was messaging me and she said just like I think I had posted the video of the challenge at like 8 o'clock sitting by the fire, and they posted about like 8:30. And Scar messages me and she's like, "Oh, Cody just yelled from downstairs, come outside, we're doing a cartwheel, don't ask questions." And then they just went out. So she posted and had no clue why. And I really love that story. Toby getting his kids involved. Amazing. Amazing.
And they
Jake
did
and
great. They did great
yeah, they did.
cartwheels.
Jake and his little girl. Um, if you guys remember at the Lift Hard, Live Easy, I became best friends with her.
Oh, yeah, I remember you saying that.
So I was so happy to see partake in this. Um, yeah, those are I mean, everybody stood out in one form or another. Everybody was so creative, but of course, they can only be three winners. And
Only three.
yeah, initially there was only one winner, and I guess things just kind of took off and went amazing.
So do we want to just do say the runners, the two runners up, and then three, two, one?
It'll go like bottom up maybe, or
Yeah, yeah,
Actually, I was gonna let Jess do all of it
sure.
because like again,
But
she's the important
regardless of who
one.
says it, that's the way we should. I feel that it should be
Yes, yeah, do the podium
tied for
and do the
fourth, and then three, two, one,
yeah.
and then everybody
oh
else.
great.
Thank you
I love
for
it.
submission.
Yes, and it was so hard. I mean, we went back and forth for days thinking of who should come in which place and just acknowledging everyone's great success. So tied for fourth place, honorable mentions, we have uh Big Chris Daminger and Big Quinn Cunningham, who both had a similar idea of doing the cartwheel to the best of their ability outdoors in what appeared to be very cold temperatures. Quinn notably wiped out in the snow, it looked like, with very patriotic garb. And Big Daminger also did not have quite such a hard landing, but still looked quite cold. And I think he's wearing, I mean, the shorts are very short. So we
The shorts,
appreciate
I think those were that was
this.
underwear if I've ever seen underwear. If there anyone
Yeah,
that knows
it's
anything about orange underwear, it's
not
me.
much.
That was orange underwear.
There's not much left of the imagination there. And of course, in Big Keith's favorite color, blaze orange. So, uh, thank you to Chris and Quinn. Those were great submissions. Onto the podium. All right. So, in third place, we have Big Jake Hyde with a cartwheel directly into a 405 Jefferson deadlift. I mean, where are you going? And even like at the top, he's like totally unfazed by this monster deadlift. And he's talking to the camera about signing up for the Lift Hard, Live Easy Classic Strongman show. Great athleticism, great style, and just the coordination, no notes. Great job.
You said that took him 5 attempts.
I give him a lot of credit, man.
Yep.
That looked quite technical. So great job to Big Jake. Second place, a dark horse in the contest, in at the 11th hour, Big Nate Moe, cartwheeling all across the beautiful state of South Dakota. Where is he? I can't tell where he's beginning, but he's ending up in a field at twilight with a giant pheasant. And I was previously not familiar with this giant pheasant. Where did he say it was? In Huron, South Dakota?
Maybe.
We'll run with that, sure.
Well,
Huron,
you heard it here
barely know
first.
her.
It's Huron, South Dakota. He also did a number of cartwheels, I think 10 or 12 or so in the course of the video. So great work, Big Nate Moe. And in first place, we have Big Nate Verde, who got teenage children, looks like, involved, cartwheeled all over his backyard with great form, and ended up spinning, allegedly, right into the family car in the driveway. Great filming, great sound effects, and he's wearing a Coach Carp shirt in the video. So, again, no notes. Excellent work.
Yep, that was definitely taking the cake for the silliness factor. It was him crashing into the car because like he did great cartwheels and then bam into the car, and it was just like it was a good swerve. So yeah, good work on there. Good work to everybody that sent in anything. And again, like thanks for taking my quirky, exhausted idea and going absolutely ham with it.
Oh man, everyone just did so good. I mean, we mentioned Toby Dodds, Andrew Garrison,
Mm-hmm.
another Jefferson deadlift, and multiple kids involved. I give everyone so many kudos. These videos were so fun to watch. I'm so glad that they are memorialized on the internet for us all to refer to for years to come.
Yeah, if we I think we mentioned everybody at least. Kevin also submitted and Big Nick submitted. I think those are the only two people we didn't mention. So I think
Oh
we
yeah.
touched base on everybody that had submitted. And if you didn't get, we didn't talk about you or you didn't win anything, it's not a knock on you. We had, 15 submissions and only three people we could, put up there. So it's those weren't great odds, but we appreciate everyone submitting. That was awesome. I think it's our second kind of contest we've run, right?
Yep. Yep. The
So,
battle for the breaker and
you
the
know,
battle for the brush.
we had a decent turnout, and we'll see what is in in the cards next year. But this was fun.
So fun. I cannot wait to see what we do next. I'm just saying we like I'm part of
We'll
this
just,
now.
You
I
are. This
mean,
is crew. We are crew.
I mean,
This is the crew
we're not
podcast.
letting you off until we can get our guest on the horn, or if that doesn't work out, then we'll just keep keep you on and do a long general topics.
I
Well,
know.
Dan,
It's like a
But
surprise
Big
for
Dan
everyone.
keeps logging in and getting muted. Are you muting him, or is he muting
no,
himself?
no, no, no. I see him.
There he
There he
is.
Yeah,
is.
We have a guest. We
Here.
have a guest. And
What
welcome
is
to the.
going on?
What's up,
Well,
Big Dan?
well, you just missed the announcement of the winner of the cartwheel competition.
Oh,
Oh wait, there he is.
Oh, looks like we have our winner.
Do you want to say anything, Nate? Are you
Yeah,
in?
you guys hear me okay or not
Yeah.
at all?
We got you.
Yeah,
What'd
I was just happened to be on Discord and I saw that this was happening and I was getting gas from my wife's car and I thought, I better get on there and just see what happens. In the chat, I put that my shoulder still kind of hurts. It's a lot of cartwheels for a 240 pound master's lifter, but we made it happen. My oldest daughter has always been made fun of by her little sister because her little sister does a much more pristine cartwheel than she does. And so I was like, girls, come on out in the backyard. We're going to do cartwheels.
And yeah, and you
Well-
did great. So congratulations.
Very
I
That's
well.
all.
appreciate
prize.
that. The real prize is the friends we make along the way. And
That's
it really
right.
There it
Right.
is.
Yep.
really is.
So to all the winners, just make sure you reach out to Carp with your address, and we'll make sure to get all those out to you. When? I don't know, because I think we're still waiting on some stuff from Kim. So
Possibly, yep. He's got to figure out if he can get any shirts, I think. So, all right.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, buddy. We'll see
Thanks,
you.
Nate.
We'll see you on the flip
Thanks,
side,
oh,
Nate.
Nate, before you go,
Yeah.
is it Nate Green or Nate Verdi?
Well, it's green, but
There we go.
just to differentiate, I went with Verde.
Yeah, me and
We were
Jess
speculating.
Yeah, we had a
Yep.
we had a big conversation. I was like, just go by the Instagram and we'll fix it in post.
It's all good, man. It's all good, guys.
All right. See you, brother.
See you guys.
All right.
All right, you want
All
to do
right,
some
I'll see
general
myself
topics?
out too.
Thanks, Jess.
If we do general
Bye.
topics,
Have
let's
a
do
good
like
night.
let's try to, if we do like a speed round, like a 5 minute or less, just so we can move on because we're already, running. But all right, last week's yeah, we don't need to do drinking or wearing unless anybody's got something that's really standing out.
Yeah, what do you? Well, we'll just let Dan do his. What are you wearing there, bud?
I got my Lift Hard, Live Easy classic hat, my Raw Power Massonomic
Love
shirt,
it. It's a fan favorite.
and the blue lifting department shorts. Of course, my Massonomic slides.
Oh wow, you went all
Yeah.
out.
I did.
That's what he was doing
First-
when he couldn't get logged in. He was raiding his closet to try to find that that perfect fit.
Perfect drip, as
actually,
you call it.
I was gonna say drippy fit or something like that, but I was like, I don't want the kids to make fun of me for not knowing how to say that stupid shit.
I heard Dan loves that when you use Gen Z stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's the best when you're at work and you're just like, oh yeah. What do they say now? It's a litty titty sloppy top. We got a skibidi riz Ohio this.
I don't think sloppy top
I've
is
heard some-
appropriate.
It's not. It's not Saturday, is it?
Yeah, I don't think children should be saying that sentence.
Top me off, buddy. All right. You guys get a chance to watch last week's Massonomics episode or listen to it? That is.
Yes, but you'll have to remind me. I don't remember.
Zach
don't-
Vander Esch.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah, it was Evan Evanesh, according to Joey.
Oh, it
so
was
there's
Evans
Zach
Evanesh.
It was.
I fucked that up. Yeah.
It was a the way it was received by most of the crew was very similar. A lot of people had this similar mindsets on Zach and his talking points and how long they took possibly. But we don't try to bust balls too hard here. So all in all, I did like Tanner had a little recap on his fantasy football so far and was kind of like talking. I mean, he deserves talking himself up because he did have the best. He still technically does have the best record by far in the league. But yours truly did whoop his ass and give him his second loss of the season, right after him like talking about like in depth the fantasy football and how he'd only lost one game, et cetera, et cetera. So I enjoyed that immensely. And that was my favorite part of the podcast. So for all that, I will go ahead and give it 5 out of 5 victories over Tanner.
Yeah, I kind of compared it to watching a Robin Williams special where he just kind of like every tangent he could find, he found. That is to say, though, there was a lot of good information in there. There really was.
100.
Yeah, he wasn't somebody that like went off about the squirrel or the lamp in the room. Like he went off about some really cool stuff. So as much as it was, now that you reminded me of it again, like it was hard to track, but also I have ADHD, so it was not too hard for me to like and follow
Yep.
along with it. Um, I can't think. I could talk about how he was talking about the old lifters and how he found those old plates. What were those? The Iron
Iron
Heaven,
Island,
Iron
Iron
Island.
Island. Yeah, it was an old gym.
Well, and that was dope. Like he found those, and that was really cool. So, all in all, I'm gonna give that 5 out of 5. The only lines Tommy had the entire podcast. I broke
Good.
Keith.
That's good. That was really good. What about you, Big Daniel? What'd you think of the Zach Evanish episode?
I liked it. I do like when people just ramble on because I have ADHD as well. So it's kind of fun to give somebody a 30-second question and then get a 10-minute answer. And then
Mhm.
you realize you still have 3 more questions to go through. But if I had to give it a rating, I'd probably give it 2.5 blue shorts, 2.5 green shorts, 1 full 5 lifting pairs of lifting department Massonomic shorts.
Well done. You almost gave me a heart attack
Yeah,
there. I thought
almost scared me there.
we're gonna have a big
Yeah, I
Jeff
got to
moment
keep
over
guys on the
here.
edge of your
So
seats.
we do appreciate you keeping it to the 5 out of 5 as it's as math asks for it.
That's big math.
Big math. Yep. All right. We had the Donnie Thompson episode, the Donnie Thompson YouTube gym tour. Did anybody get a chance to watch that?
No, I did
No.
not, and that annoys me because I specifically was like, I'm really interested in that,
Yeah, it
but
was a good one.
also I
It
I
was pretty good, yeah.
I just haven't had any time that wasn't to watch the Penguin. Like I've watched
Penguin.
the Penguin and wrestling highlights, and that's all I've watched for the past week and a half.
Penguin wasn't bad. I definitely think it's a one
Shut
and
your
done.
mouth. Nope.
No.
No,
No.
it's the best comic book series since the
Yeah.
Daredevil.
No. I meant a one and done as in like it is a mini series because like IMBD has been telling me it's a mini series since it came out. Everyone's like, "Oh, is there going to be a season 2?" I'm like, "No, it's a mini series. That means it's like 8 episodes and then it's gone forever."
No, it
So
was
I,
marked as a season finale, not a series finale. So there's
mm,
going to be I hope there's a second one because
eh, I
that
don't
ending
know.
was insane.
I've listened to
And
some podcasts on it, and they've all been like, we don't know, probably not. Colin Farrell probably won't want to come back and do another season because he has to sit in a fucking chair for like 12 hours a day just to do his makeup.
yeah, wait till he rakes in all the awards I think he's going to rake in for this.
It's a
Then
good
he might
chance.
change his mind. And then the only downside is how do you do that entire thing and Batman doesn't show up? Like how do you blow up half of Comp
Yeah,
Point and Batman is not there?
because then
Right?
you
I
can't
think
make you can't make it the next Batman movie. But I don't even know if the Penguin's going to be the antagonist in the next Batman movie that we might get in a few years. And
yeah,
so we'll see.
they gotta bring him in without making it a Batman TV show. That's all they can
Yeah.
do.
But yeah, Donnie Thompson has a pretty sweet gym. It was cool to see him. It was kind of it was funny, not funny, but he had just had a knee surgery, and then Tanner was there right before blowing his knee out. So it was just kind of like, wait, which one of them's on the crutch? Okay, it's not Tanner yet because it was filmed 2 months ago. But yeah, all in all, I really did enjoy it. I like Donnie's gym. It's got a lot of old cool shit in there. Not necessarily a conjugate guy myself, but I'm a big fan of training with people and having a bunch of shit on your walls and having as many barbells as you can cram in a space. So, nothing wrong with any of that in my book.
All
And
right.
let's see, what's the next one here? Is that a I don't is that a play on your name,
Oh,
Joseph
and no,
Minnick?
I was hoping we'd have more time for this.
Okay. If it's a
Because
long one, we can push it. Yeah, that's fine.
it's not, but if you just Google that guy's name and click images, it's Joseph Menchik, Mencik. So if you have another device and you want to do that, just take a look at this guy, and I want you to know that this is not AI.
Mhm.
Dan, are you able to pull that off, or are you on your device?
Oh, yeah. What was it? Joseph.
Mencik.
Oh wow, my
Huh.
cats are going crazy behind me.
Right?
So it's a dude with a horse and in his his Knights of the Round Table attire.
Well,
But
look at his face,
I'm
Keith.
looking at
Who
his
does he look
face.
like?
As soon as you say it, I'll figure it out. But nothing's jumping out at me right now.
It's a little resemblant of someone on this podcast.
That's me, dude.
I gotta like put ginger on it, and I don't. I guess. Well, it's weird because like it's weird with like a dark goatee and
Well,
hair.
yeah, well, he's got the long beard and he's got the armor on and his mustache is a bit longer, but like
Yeah,
everything, the
I'm
eyes,
literally
the
like
mouth, like
I'm like using my fingers to like cut off the hair and like get it down to just like a bald head and some facial hair. But yeah,
yeah,
where'd you?
that was sent to me like years ago and I was
Gotcha.
yeah, it's just been floating around. It came up the other day, so I thought I'd add it to here. And just how wild
Interesting.
that he's the last living
I do need to. We can throw it up on Instagram later with like a side by side
yeah,
face to face, if you will, face
yeah,
off.
yeah, he was like the last living knight. He fought off some German soldiers and stuff in World War One or two or something, and
Shit.
somebody tagged me and they're like, dude, is this you? And that was like before AI, so that's pretty wild.
Well,
How
speaking
about
of
the thing you're wearing?
Yeah, I was gonna get to so speaking of fighting off soldiers and whatnot, as you were just saying, the home gym, what is it? Home gym hub is still in swing. Lots of crew right now in the Elite Eight, I believe it is. There was a shit ton of us in the Sweet 16. I thankfully was able to knock off Carp. I am wearing Carp's shirt tonight in honor of my 2 point victory. I think I had, and like so it was like basically we were we were 50% to 50% based off of like Instagram's like showing, but I did, edge him out by a couple points. So I advanced to probably more than likely lose to No Way Jose next week, but we'll see how that goes. But I guess Carp had sent me a sack segment. I didn't realize it was a sack segment because it was just addressed to me, and it was just it looked like junk mail basically because it was literally in an envelope, like a small envelope. It just said like junk, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And it ended up being a my favorite movie actor there in my favorite movie on a headband. So we got a Will Ferrell in that stupid Christmas movie that everyone likes on my head, and we'll post a picture of it later. And yeah, that's my headband. So appreciate you, Carp. I think it's first crew gift I've gotten in a long time. So thanks, buddy. Sorry, I beat you.
No.
And let's see. And while I'm giving out thanks, big thanks to Kevin. He is went and picked up a 12-inch strongman log for me about an hour from his house and transported it back. And I'll probably pick that up when I'm driving through Cleveland to go to the Arnold here in a few months. So enjoy using my 12-inch log in your basement for a while, bud.
Yep.
There's
Crank that log in the basement
yeah,
there, Kevin.
yeah. There's already been some good comments about I think Tron had a really in-depth one that made me chuckle, and then everyone's giving me a hard time for spending my paycheck at SBD this week, but when you get an orange drop, it's kind of hard to avoid adding some orange to the powerlifting attire. So that is my general topics for this week. Big Daniel, you got a Massonomic sponsor read you want to hit us with, big guy?
I do. Do you suffer from weak strength gains, clean underwear after squat days, or are you generally curious about the best ways on how not to babysit a coach? Quote, if you answered yes to any of these questions, then Massonomics is the answers to your prayers. Massonomics is not a cult, legally. It is a lifestyle of strong and silly geese that drink crispy boys while crushing big weights. In a non-peer reviewed, very biased scientific study, by joining the Massonomics Discord, members saw an immediate increase in their total load in the gym and in their pants. For a small monthly payment of $3 a month, you can join over 500 Discord members to intellectually talk about topics such as corn, how we used to be a proper country, and proper headly form. Massonomics is not responsible for any
Pendley.
underdeveloped quads, has to smell like farts. If you have any erections lasting more than 4 hours, that's normal. Just take more ejaculate.
Nice, well done.
Very
There was a
good.
lot of good zingers in there, a lot of good harkens. I always like that. All right. Well, I don't know if we want to let these looky-loos keep looking around for a minute, but either way, we got to make sure we get that guest on the horn. Big Daniel, is that you, buddy?
Oh, that is. Are we live?
Yeah. We decided we'd kick this off with a bang and get you on here. So you want to go ahead and introduce yourself to the listeners?
Well, I'm Big Daniel Ternaski. I live in Moorhead, Minnesota. Um, yeah, I guess that's kind of it. I've been lifting for a while.
Well, where do they? Well, I meant more like Where
Oh
where
yeah.
people where people gonna find you, buddy?
Oh yeah. I'm not really huge on the social media. I'm usually just on the Discord, or sometimes I'll check my Instagram at Coach8123.
Perfect. So everyone go give him a follow and All right. So, what's your Massenomics origin story? I want to hear all about it.
So I believe I was watching the Arnold Invitational. No, the Rogue Strongman in Austin, Texas, I believe it was in 22. And I saw Bobby Thompson wearing a Massonomics varsity tee. And that kind of got me looking into them. I believe in Christmas, I got my first pair of Massonomics shirts and shorts. I didn't know my parents had to do a whole mortgage reversal to afford the shorts, but here we are. Um, and then I believe I started listening to the podcast a couple months later. And then when the Jefferson deadlift mail the mail thing went in, I thought I signed up for the Discord, and I kind of blackmailed Tanner into giving me the Discord link without proving I purchased anything.
Ooh.
Ooh, yeah,
That's some
no.
sketchy shit, man. We might have
So
to
what?
just end this podcast now if you haven't made reparations for that.
Oh no! So what happened was I just got super high and forgot to click the accept link. So a couple. So my official start date for the Discord is
Oh,
January 31st.
that's great. Awesome. Love to hear it. So, big fan. That's good. That's why you're here. Let's see. What do you, you've been around for a little bit here. So do you have a Hall of Fame status you want to tell us about?
I do. I believe I'm at. This will be number 6 right now,
Okay.
and then I got the True Falls coming up. 1 year's coming up in July, end of July or January, and then I got 10 orders. I got 2 more, so I'll have Black Friday, and then my last one will be the Drink Spotter. So then still have to post an Instagram picture with another member, and then after that, I should be at around 11. So I should be pretty close in a
Well,
couple months.
that should be easy enough. We'll be so as as one of the inner circle here, Massonomics, adjacent crew, all that. We'll go ahead and say when we post your thumbnail for this podcast episode next week, I think that's going to count as your crew picture. And if not, well, I guess if people want to bitch and moan about that, either way, we'll get you something at Crew Falls here in a couple weeks.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, like
So
worst case, because I think we have some. I'm surprised we didn't get one at Pounders, because that's when you introduced yourself to me as
Yeah.
the only other person there that has a Massonomics tattoo.
Yeah. Isn't there 6 of us?
There is 6, I believe 6. Yes, it's a very elite group who does not
Oh,
take their
yeah.
body very seriously.
Nope, not at all.
No, not
my,
even a
my
little.
my favorite with that is like the guy that got the first one. Is he even crew? The
I talked to Tanner about it at the Farley's Classic. I think he said he's out of the crew entirely.
That's just like you've marked your body for life with like I wouldn't get a Massonomics tattoo and this guy got one and just like bounced. Like that's crazy.
It is really funny though. Um, yeah. Me, you, Dan, Mary, that guy. Who else?
Didn't one of the younger I thought one of the younger brothers
Andrew?
maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Was it Big Andrew from Minnesota?
Mate, I couldn't tell you. I'm gonna go with 5 for now.
I could have swore like isn't there like 2 brothers that are both in their early 20s that are in the crew? Zach something. One of them Zach. I'm really bad at people's names, but I swear one of them got a tattoo, but I could be wrong. Either way, someone listening will tell us. We'll figure that out next week.
All right. Yep. So definitely surprised we didn't get a picture.
I'm not a photo person at all.
Yeah.
I think I only have 9 posts on Instagram.
Mhm.
I also don't recall taking a lot of pictures, to be honest with you. I think I had my phone away for as much as I possibly could.
I forced myself to take a lot of pictures of the people just because I knew I wanted to get as many crew pictures as I could. So I just was like, all right, I'm gonna just stand here and everyone just get anyone around me that wants to take a picture with me, just I can come take one. And that was if I didn't do that, I would have like that was like 80% of the pictures I had from the weekend. So that was kind of what almost what I had to do. So Big Dan, if you had what's one thing that you've seen your fellow crew wear and that you've missed out on that you didn't get a chance to buy?
I've never seen anyone wear it yet, but the OG Grassonomics shirt is
Mm.
probably on my top of my list.
Is that the High Bar Club, or is there one before that that I
No, I
forgot
have not
about?
the
No,
High Bar Club, the one before that.
yeah,
Oh,
I have the green High Bar Club,
yeah, we I think we had that conversation before. There was a second like marijuana themed one. It was the yeah high
the
planet.
OG Daddy.
Yeah, yep, yep. So did you mention where you were at yet? No, in your little intro, I can't really
he
remember
said
honestly.
Minnesota, didn't he?
That's right.
Yep, Moorhead, Minnesota.
I gotcha. Where so that's where's the was it
It's
Minnesota?
right next
Oh
to
no.
Fargo.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I was thinking of if it was Iowa, it was Iowa that people were saying has a southern accent, but yeah, you're in Minnesota. Okay, so yeah,
Yep.
I feel like it makes sense that you're near
Oh
Minnesota.
yeah, you betcha.
Because you have the accent that people think people from Fargo have. Basically, we've had multiple people from
Oh
Fargo
yeah,
on
yeah, I
the
hear it a
podcast,
lot.
and
Hear it a
we
lot.
haven't really we haven't had it come out as eloquent as when you say it.
Wait, so where is
Yeah.
that? How close to Canada are you? Like
So I'm about 200 miles away from Winnipeg, I think.
the hell are miles? Um,
What is it? That's
Do a kilometer,
300, 300
multiply.
geese blocks.
it's 100 geese V's.
Is the conversion from kilometer to mile about the same as the conversion from kilo pound to kilo, or the other way
No, I
around?
don't. I
Ooh,
don't think it's 2.2. I don't think it
But it's
goes.
close. It's like, isn't a kilometer half-ish of a mile? Or is it
I
more like three quarter or something?
like. I have a machine here
so
that could tell me that.
to Winnipeg, I'm 3 hours and 45 minutes, but that's a little bit the borders before that. So probably three and a half, 3 hours.
Yeah, it's point 0.6. So
Okay.
a kilometer is point 0.6 of a
I
mile.
gotcha. Gotcha. All right. Well, Big Dan, you ready for a little least fun, most fun?
I guess we could do that.
Awesome. I'm gonna hit you with one here. So, oh, we did we get your supporting membership number? Did I miss that? Somehow I got
351.
351. Okay. I must have clicked that off by mistake. Okay. So, least fun, most fun. Relatively new game we have here. I'm gonna give Big Dan a simple little topic, and he's gonna kind of use his druthers and go in depth as much as he wants to, or as little as he wants to, of his essentially the least fun thing about it and the most fun thing about it. So, Big Daniel, being a new homeowner,
Oh boy.
I believe you
There's a,
purchased a house
yep.
approximately a year ago. So that first year,
Actually, tomorrow
oh,
is the one
the
year
one
anniversary.
the 1 year anniversary from your funeral.
Yeah, it's certainly feeling like a tomb. Um,
So least fun, most fun.
least fun, golly, having so many projects, not necessarily doing the projects, but having so many projects and those projects having projects that have projects for them is kind of just getting everything lined up is kind of difficult. So like I remodeled my floor in the basement and the having to do like polish first and then leveling sand, waiting 24 hours for the leveling sand to actually dry before you start to attempt to put the floor in and then putting the floor in. And then that takes forever. Stuff gets chipped and it takes a long time, but after you get done, then it's the good part of the whole, oh yeah, I actually did this with my own two hands by myself. Like I didn't need anybody else to help me with this. This is mine. I made this. It's super, super
Rewarding,
awesome to actually get that. Yeah. Yeah. But that's and then you actually have to pay for it. That's another
yeah.
least
Well,
favorite.
at least if you're doing it yourself, it saves you a little bit.
Yeah. And then you're building home equity and all that stuff. But
Oh yeah.
I like seeing the results right now, but these are going to be results for later in my life.
And then would you say that what stands out as the most fun, or is it just the
Most fun
rewarding
is
aspect?
just, yeah, or just like having a place for myself where I can just sit in my backyard and do whatever I want without having people like in an apartment look in or all that stuff. Like I actually have my own space, which is just really nice. And I have a place to park my car in a garage. Like I don't need much in life. Like I just want to park my car in a garage and sit outside and just experience life.
Tan your
Uh,
butthole.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that was bad timing of my statement. Jesus Christ. I was like, you set me up for that, I think. Nice. So is there a home gym in that home you have?
No, yeah, that's
Oh,
I got
that's
to get
good.
equipment and everything, but no, I'm thinking about doing actually like a garage in my backyard and have like pouring the foundation, then like getting a 8x10 or something, just raise that up, go out there in the winter, have a heater in there, air conditioner for the summer, and just let her rip.
A shred shed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Yep. Where are you
Nice.
working out now?
Right now I'm at Edgar's House of Pain over in Fargo.
Oh,
Whole bunch of strongman.
you hop
Yep,
the
E-hop,
state to
yep,
work out? Woof.
yep. Well, Fargo's only like we're sister cities.
Mm,
So like we're basically connected. So it's just a 15-minute drive for me.
That's not
okay.
bad.
But yeah, it's a bunch of stones and powerlifting stuff. Got the Husfeld stone, just a bunch of big guys, strong men, everything you could really ask for. A little bit tight of a spot, but it's great. It's my favorite place to train ever.
Nice. And what do you consider yourself, more of a power lifter or a strong man, or you like dabbling in both?
More powerlifting right
Hmm.
now. I like getting everything perfectly before trying to start something new.
Good deal, good deal. Is there a story about you stopping over at Tanner's house the weekend of the Lift Hard, Live Easy on a Thursday night?
Yes, I've been wanting to say that. Or for Thursday night or before Thursday night?
I think it might be a typo in how he sent it, but basically just tell me the story you're thinking of.
So I may have accidentally followed him home, is I think the one you're thinking
Oh,
of.
that's great.
Yeah. So I just got done taking pictures at the legendary Strength Goal Plate billboard along with the Lift Hard Easy billboard. And I was driving on a street and I was stopped at a stop sign and I see a big red Ford F-150. And I was like, there's not a lot of people I know that own a red Ford 150 in Aberdeen, South Dakota. And sure enough, he pulls out and has a trailer. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of odd too. Maybe I should maybe just tail this guy, see what's going on. I I did not know that he was going to his house, and he pulled over, and then I pulled over, and I was kind of scared because I'd never met these guys before, and I was kind of just like,
Wait, so
did I like?
what night was it? Because like I said, I'm sorry to interrupt. Like, so was this what? Give me the little bit of the setup, I guess. What
This
day
would have
was
been
this?
Thursday afternoon,
Okay,
so this would have been before Pounders.
I got you. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I popped out, talked to Tanner. He was super. He was what's the word? He was super cool about everything. We started chatting, and I did a little quick overrated, underrated with him and Tanner. Tanner and Tommy. Tommy was there too,
Oh,
and
okay,
then
that's cool. Yeah,
yep, I
that's the
gave him
story he
a
set me up with.
yep.
That's great. That would have been funny to be a fly on the wall for that, like. So you pulled up behind him, all stalkerish, kind of. Not really, but you know what I mean. And then like you just
No,
get out and you just like wave.
yeah. Well, when he parked, I drove by and waved, and then I think he kind of waved too, and then I was like, okay, maybe it's okay right now. I don't want to. I know they're super busy right now, but I don't want to distract him or anything. I didn't want him to get mad at me for ruining his day.
I don't think Tanner's ever been mad at anybody, so I think you're good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's
I can imagine that weekend, like leading up to that, they kind of figured we're all sulking around somewhere in Aberdeen at some point.
That's just really funny. That is a good story.
That is.
So
Go ahead.
so you're heading to Crew Falls. You excited for that?
I am. It's been a while
Been a
since I've
while.
been. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've been to Crew Falls. So
It's been a while.
I,
So how far is Crew Falls from where you're at in Minnesota
That's
there?
another 3.5 hours, three
Gotcha.
hours, 45 minutes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, kind of close enough to every other big city, kind of Winnipeg, Minneapolis,
Well, that'll
Sioux
help once
Falls.
you that'll I mean, driving 3 hours for gym equipment would be a little shitty, but like once you
Yeah.
do buckle down and say, hey, it's gym equipment time, if you are, I mean, if $1,000 piece of equipment comes up for 500, that might be worth the 6 hour round trip, but kind of depends. So are you staying in the fraternity house there in Crew Falls with all the other meatheads? Are you in the
Yep, I
Airbnb? Are you
believe
in the Airbnb with everybody?
sure am. I believe it's what is it? CPAP Pappy. Um,
Good old Matthias.
Good old Blue Eyes, Toby-Wan Kenobi,
Oh yeah.
Ben Bile. It's Ben Bile.
Oh
It's gonna be there.
yeah, I love that.
Me.
That's a thing. I think
And then
Matt
Big Matt.
Tungling,
Yep,
yeah, he's the one to put it all together, I believe. And that'll be you guys will have some shenanigans there, I bet.
I sure hope so.
But and what
So
was your
shenanigans will just be fighting over the shower. I'm not going to be honest. I'm
mhm,
not going to lie to you.
your
It's just going to be
your
everybody fighting over who gets to shower in the morning.
is there really only one shower and six dudes? That sounds horrible.
I
Just shower
think
together,
so. With one
I
me.
hope there's
bathroom.
two baths. Oh, gross.
Yep.
Um, so in the Discord there, you were kind of bragging about how awesome you're going to do at this grip challenge here in Tommy's
Yep.
garage. Is there you a big grip guy, or is that just eluding to
Yeah.
something?
I've been using my grip for a very long time, so I think I'd be very suited for the challenge ahead.
One might say it'd be hard to beat.
Oh, very hard to beat.
Is
Beating
he
me off would be impossible.
is he cranking the log in the basement too?
Big Kevin over there. That's good
Oh, that's
stuff.
good. Yep.
All right, so you
Yeah,
want to tell everybody what you? Oh,
people
yep.
really want to talk about how much you love the Vikings. Is that like a real thing?
Really? That's a yeah.
It
I mean,
came
I do love the Vikings,
it came
but
up like 4 times.
huh? No, yeah, I am pretty big Vikings fan. They're my home team, so
Mhm.
I always try to show love when I can.
That's the only fan chain I don't have that I want is a
Yeah,
Minnesota.
it's
I've got the Buffalo, I've got the Toronto Blue Jays, the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Like I've got all of the surrounding ones, but I was like, I want a Minnesota one. So
it's just the culture. I love going to the stadium and doing the skull clap. It's just such a fun environment. It's hard to sit down and watch a football game there. You have to be standing up,
mhm.
especially when the team's playing good, which is kind of what we've been waiting for all these years.
Hey,
Knowing
I was at the
knowing
Buffalo
our
game,
luck.
the big one, where they came back in the last like 1 minute.
That was 2 years ago today, I think,
Yeah,
or
I was
yesterday.
yeah, it was definitely I was at that game and I left. I don't know if I told you that story. I left that game because it was here in Buffalo because they said you have to be back at the bus at a certain time. And I was like, well, Buffalo's demolishing Minnesota. So I had time. And then I get back and they hold up the phone and they're like, look what just happened. And Minnesota just
Yep.
demolished them in 1 minute.
I remember watching that game. I was actually at work and we were out in the garden center, kind of just on our phones on forklifts, just watching the games. And since we were outside, no one else was. It was snow on the ground and everything, so it was perfect for us. We could just hide and watch the game, and then we started cheering and yelling and screaming when we finally won.
Oh, so speaking of work, you want to? I hear you have a very crew resonating job. You want to tell us where you work?
I am a JD Power a winning team member at Menards right now.
Hey, how about that?
Yeah,
I, yep.
What kind of forklift are you driving? You a 3-wheel or a hog?
oh, we got a big old propanes and we got electrics inside. So yeah, 3 and 4s,
Nice. Nice. Certified forklift driver. I miss driving a forklift.
100%.
Now, does your name tag say Danny Boy or Dano?
No, it's just Daniel.
Yep. No, I'm just busting. So you don't like being called Dan either. It's only Daniel.
No, Daniel is what I was given when I was born, so that's usually what I've been going with. But yeah, a lot of people love stretching the limits of how far they can push me with what they want to call me. And I am normally a pretty passive person, but when people call me Danny Boy or Danny, it's like even my family members do it, and it's just like, oh, I really want to do something, but it wouldn't be good to do in front of mom right now.
All right, note to self, because I said Dan a bunch of times when you were trying to log in.
I usually like if you don't know me, like I get it, like you're
Yeah.
just trying to shorten my name, but yeah,
Well, that's
Does
it's
Dan
whatever.
does Dan the man come up a lot? I imagine that would infuriate me.
Daniel the
It's
Manual
Daniel
yeah.
the manual.
Oh man, I could
cranking
write
out
a
in the
book on
basement.
everything.
Dan it.
Well, when Dan
Chris.
Daniel with the white vans came out, that was a nightmare for me
Oh
because that
yeah, I
was
can
my
imagine.
first year of college, and oh boy, I did not was not ready for that one.
No, God no. Chris Daninger. Can we call you Chris Daninger?
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, I'm tired. All right. Okay. Smoking pot and making bad decisions a hobby. I don't know. Daniel, is smoking pot and making bad decisions a hobby?
I
It's
mean, I'm pretty good at it, so yeah, I'd say so.
a skill or a hobby?
Could be both.
So it looks like
Yeah.
you started lifting in high school, right? And then I was
Yep.
asked to ask him about AC. Is there a story there? Something fun?
AC. No, that's just our strength trainer back at the high school. So
Oh,
he
okay,
was
okay.
the one that taught me how to lift, and
Gotcha.
he did a very good job. And it actually was the catalyst that made me go to Edgar's because that's where he works out. And I was like, well, if I can lift with my high school mentor, then I think I'd be in a very great place to come out ahead in the
That's cool.
future.
Do you mind if asking? For some reason, I can't really put an age on you, or I can't tell if you're 25 or 35, Daniel.
I'm
That got,
27.
27. Okay, yep. You're just a
Yeah,
baby.
I've been told I look very old for my age.
Seasoned. Seasoned or
Yep.
Yeah.
wise, we'll call it that. So is that maybe related to drinking too much at the family function?
You got to be more specific on which one, but I I have I used to be able to drink a lot of alcohol and not feel hungover, so I kind of thought that was my superpower at a young age.
Mhm.
I recently realized that's probably not the best way to live my life. So luckily, all that stuff's behind me now. But yeah, I've been known
Man.
to drink a couple too many margaritas and maybe pass out a couple of times. One I remember, but yeah, it has been a thing that's happened.
So when you got the barber chair tattoo,
Yes.
tell me about that. Was that alcohol related? Because that's
No,
wild.
so that is actually this is my grandpa's barber chair. This is where I got all my haircuts
Oh,
when I was
that's
growing
so
up. My
cool.
grandpa had a yeah, my grandpa had a barber chair in his basement, and we just go over to grandma and grandpa's and get a haircut. And I always liked mine short and tight. And I kind of just when he passed away, I wanted to get a memorial of him, and it was a very quick decision. It was actually getting the picture of the barber chair was the hardest part, but I got it, and I the tattoo artist knocked it out of the park, and I love it so much. I still don't I give myself haircuts. I don't even go to the barber. I've actually never paid for a haircut before.
Good for you. And that every time I've paid
Yeah,
for a haircut in the last 20 years, I've literally just cut my hair like 3 days later because I got so pissed off at how bad a haircut it was. So, yeah, you're not missing anything, bud.
So how many tattoos do you have?
I just got 10 last Sunday. So yep, I got the
You have,
Massonomics one in my back. I got the Hollywood Undead Dove and Grenade. My grandpa's barber chair. I got a skull and crossbones to bring me horizon. And then I got, let's see, Beartooth. And then I got Black Sheep is the newest one. And then Space Ranger below that one. I
I like the black sheep
think
for the
that's
black,
10. Yep.
like black sheep of the family, right? That's good stuff.
Yeah, just more of a mindset of what's the point of
Okay.
being normal if you can be different. But yeah,
Yep,
Black
yep,
Sheep of
yep.
the family too.
What was the Massnomics tattoo on the back? What's the logo or which what'd you go
Oh,
with?
I know
It's
this one. I know this one.
I think I'm pretty sure I saw it at Crew Falls or you told me
I'll
or
see if I can get
at
there
Lift
without.
Hard Live Easy. I was just
It's this. So for those that obviously can't see because we don't do this on.
Yeah.
So it's the. Ah!
The fuck was that, Joey?
I might
Joey's
have just
getting
smashed
in.
my entire desk. So it is
Nice.
the skull holding the barbell.
Gotcha.
From I think the gym tee.
Yep.
Okay. Good
So there's
deal.
I
a.
believe I got that one right before the Lift Hard Live Easy Classic 1 because I couldn't go because I had to work. So I think my
Menards strikes again.
Yeah,
yep. Oh,
yeah.
telling
Do
me
you have
about
your do you have your PTO off request submitted now for next July? We already know the date.
next. We already know the date, so yeah, I'll be putting that in pretty soon once I get a spot.
There you
Definitely
go.
going to be signing
Oh
up
yeah,
for that
yeah.
powerlifting event.
So
Oh yeah.
here's the thing: you have a Beartooth tattoo.
I do.
Beartooth is one of those bands that's based on the name I really want to love.
Yep.
And I was like, that's such a hardcore, awesome name. But then they turned out to be a little more of the emo screamo side that I thought I was getting with an badass name like Beartooth. And now I have a buddy that's toured with them, and he was like, no, they are hard and they are heavy and they're
Mm-hmm.
nice guys. So like
Yep.
I gave them a chance. So this is the part of the podcast where we kind of ignore Keith for a few minutes because
That's
let's
fine.
talk about metal bands. What's
I
the last
love
concert
to.
you went to?
Actually, the last concert would have been Beartooth when I met them VIP. That would have been March 5th over at the Sanctuary Center.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love Beartooth. I think that was my third or fourth. That would have been my fourth time seeing them. They always put on a great show. And the reason why I love them is because, I mean, they're from Columbus, Ohio, so they kind of know what the Midwest is about. And they, when they first came over here, they just said that we were an amazing crowd and they talk about us on tour. And then they came back a second time and they were like, oh my gosh, you guys are still like super great with all your energy and all that stuff. And they just really know how to like give back and like make the music feel like it
Yeah.
music should feel. They're just real funky and just like they're in your face funky and just having a great time. Like I love being in the mosh pits and just going around just slamming into people and just using my strength.
I wouldn't want to be across from you in a mosh pit, I'll tell you that.
No, yeah. Well, so the thing is though, like I have zero cardio, so I'm usually on the edge pushing people in.
Yeah.
But every once in a while I'll go in for a song, maybe a verse, because you use a lot of cardio when you're in that mosh pit.
Have you heard the new Counterparts EP?
I believe I have.
Yeah. So my one buddy is the singer's brother because he's from my hometown. And he was just like, you got to hear this. They're done dealing with anything. They just want to write heavy music. And I listened to that. And then I was like, it has such Dillinger Escape Plan overtones to it. Because I don't know if you know, the singer from Counterparts also has a band called The End with the drummer from Dillinger.
Mm-hmm.
And they must have just like, I don't know what they did on this album. It is pure math metal heavy.
Big
It's
man.
incredible. Yeah, big math. But it was awesome. It was like, I think it was like 20 minutes long, the entire EP. And it was just heavy riffs and breakdowns from start to finish.
Oh, it's heavy riffs and just those are just my favorite things in all of metal. Like, did you just get in the groove of just I have to do this right now? If it's your lift and you just get in that groove and you rip up the barbell and it's just man, a good riff is good.
Do you get into deathcore at all?
I'd like to say I love all metal. Like, there's going to be songs I'm not going to listen to, but there are a lot of songs that I do listen to that kind of aren't necessarily the same song to song. So I kind of have like, I know a lot of metal history and I know like all the bands I should like, but necessarily don't like.
Yep.
But like, I kind of just stick to like, what do I think is good? And I don't really care about like what the metal elitists would say.
Gatekeepers. I have no patience for them.
Hello.
So yeah. So today I was doing an RP 10 max attempt and I'm tired. I worked like 60 hours this week. I didn't want to be in the gym, but I was like, no, it's my deadlift attempt. I'm going to do it no matter what happens. Okay. So Juggernaut says you're going to do 395 for 2. That's your projected 2 rep max 10. And I was like, I'm not loading all those fucking change plates. I'm gonna go to 405, and if I go, I go. If I don't, I don't. Right? Like, throw some dirt on me. I had a good run. So as I'm loading the plates, I'm listening to Lorna Shore. Okay. As heavy. Oh, I'm so amped. I'm so
Yep.
excited. Yeah. And then I go to reach for the bar, and the song changes to Hosiers in a Week, which is my wife and I's like wedding song. But at this point, I'm chalked up and ready to go. Like, I'm like, oh, I guess I'm lifting to this fucking song on a ukulele. I got it. I got the lift, but if you watch the video I put on Instagram, you can kind of see my face go, okay, this is what we're doing right now. All right, yeah. I have more metal talk. Obviously, I could go all day with metal talk. I learned this very recently. I was saying to Jess before we started recording, wrestling, kung fu movies, and metal history are apparently the things I could go off about for hours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We'll get into some wrestling, of course. And that's the other time we'll kick Keith and go have a break, buddy. All right, that's enough metal talk for now. Keith,
I want to hear. I want to hear about the slip and slide.
The chocolate milk slip and slide.
I just
wait. Are there more than one slip and slide stories?
No, there's only one I know about that. So my mom, bless her heart, is a great woman, and if anyone else had boys like us, I don't think they would have made it. But my mom was studying for nursing school at the time. My younger brother, and I were both. So I was about 4, I'd say, maybe 3, and he was about 2 or 3, maybe 2. And we were bored because it's the early 2000s. There's not a whole lot going on with everything. We don't have cell phones, so we have to make our own our own fun. We had a Elmo playpad with the alphabet teaching us very important letters that will be used every day for the rest of our lives. And one of us, me, had an idea that chocolate milk should go on that, and we could make a slipping slide inside our house.
Hell yeah.
Because what else are you going to do in Fargo, North Dakota?
Mm-hmm.
So we had carpeted floors in the living room. Not much longer after that, but yeah, there was a very large chocolate milk stain and a very angry mother after she found out what we were doing downstairs while she was studying.
And
So
now
yeah,
that
I
you're
guess.
now that you're a homeowner, do you look back and go, God damn, I ruined someone's house?
Oh yeah, it's an everyday occurrence with the way I was.
It's like
Oh,
shit,
I
I can't believe
cannot.
I did that.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I should have survived my childhood
I feel
with the
that
way
some
I
days.
treated it.
The
Psst.
one time we were at my buddy's cottage, we used to all go out there, and it's funny because they've got this. They were one of the first cottages in the area, so their cottage is old and wood, and then you have all these like expensive cottages around because they're on this lake, and it's just this surrounded in like little RVs. And we're going on the way out there, and we stop, I think, at a Target or a Zellers. Zellers is an old Canadian brand,
Okay.
and we found a $10 slip and slide, and it's 10 feet long. But we are all 25 to 30-year-old adults who are 5 feet to 7 feet tall. And that did not stop us. So we filled that thing with dish soap and water. Went after it. Oh, Daniel, I hit the end of that thing, kept sliding through the gravel and the mud.
Ooh,
So by the end of it, we're all just comparing scars, and we've just all got like gravel and dirt and blood dripping from our chests and arms. Yeah, that's why they say don't try Jackass at home. Trust me.
yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
So living out there where you do, have you had a chance to train or hang out with any crew? I know, isn't Big Dave over there in Fargo?
Yeah,
And Katie?
I haven't met any of the crew over
Oh
here. I
no.
guess I kind of just keep to myself usually. But yeah, I met Big Dave at the Lift Hard Leave Easy 2, and he seemed cool. Yeah, I guess I knew there's people over here. I guess I never really met them
It,
though.
is Ben over there or am I way off? I can't remember. I thought Ben was
I
near Fargo.
can't.
I might be
I
way
think
off.
he's South Dakota.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not big maps over here, but
Have
I
you
know there
been to
was.
Have you been to the Barefoot Warehouse?
I have not, but I do have shoes from them.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
that's a good
yeah.
one. Give them a message and just be like, "Hey, I'm crew. Can I come over and see what they say?"
Actually,
Uh,
that's a really good idea.
yeah, I know there's nothing there, but there's apparently some historical pair of shoes there.
Ooh,
Yeah, that you might just get, and then there's your chance for a picture before crew falls.
exactly.
Get it with Shelby and Ryan. So why can't you keep your car clean? And I'm going to tell you right now, neither can I.
No, my car is embarrassingly
Oh
dirty.
boy. Yeah, well, I don't like cleaning. I mean, that's basically it. Like, that's just it's my car. What are you going to do about it? I drive it. I drive it every day. I don't usually have passengers, so when I do have passengers, yeah, sure, maybe I have to get a trash bag and clean out the front of my car. But that's because I never have passengers. So why do I need to clean out the front of my car?
Is the front of your car
I
dirtier or the back?
both, but I mean, yeah, it's a work in progress, like life. But yeah, I guess I just don't like doing it, and I will sometimes, and then it just gets dirty again. So what's the point?
I agree. I pile the passenger seat floor with shit, but because my
Yes.
my kids sit in the back, I don't put anything back there because they'll grab it and throw it out the window while we're driving. But now that my wife is starting to drive and I've had to sit in the passenger seat, I've become more aware of how obnoxious it is.
I'm
Every
I'm I'm
time I sit
optimistic.
there, I'm just like, what the fuck is this? Oh, it's my fault. Yep.
I'm optimistic that I'll keep my next car clean, but this one, it's just I don't know.
Uh,
It's my work car. It's such a like shit's falling apart on it. The back hatch doesn't even lock anymore. Like it's got some issues, so it's hard to take. I have pride in the fact that it still runs, but I don't necessarily go. I need to like I haven't cleaned the inside of it. I maybe shop vac it once every 2 years. That's about it.
okay, I think it's time for some FMK.
Yep, I got so Dan, I got Daniel. God damn it. Stop the fact that if you hadn't said anything, I probably would have called you Daniel all night, but
No,
now
I know
that's
it,
in
it
my head.
happens all the time.
It's all right, so
Big T.
I almost want to do both, but I'll give you the choice. So Vikings or country music for a topic.
Ooh, FMK. I
What are we
want to see
doing?
what you have for the Vikings.
All right, so Fuck Mary Kill, you're obviously familiar. It's a relatively new game that we came up with all by ourselves, completely original. So Fuck Mary Kill, pick your three. Randy Moss, Chris Carter, Dante Culpepper. Maybe a little bit before your time, but you probably were.
Oh, I
Hey, even I
I
know
was
those names.
very young. I
Yeah,
know
but
them.
he's like 15 years younger than us, so there's that.
Yeah. So I think if you really wanted to get me, it probably would have been Adrian Peterson.
Well, that's not
Oh,
the
maybe
game.
throw it. Yeah, I know.
All
But
right, so
so
then
let's
well,
do
we can if you're not overly familiar, then we'll just go country then.
no. So let's do yeah. Let's do country. I guess.
All right, so fuck Mary Kill. Tim McGraw, Toby Keith, Alan Jackson.
Ugh.
Kill all of
Would
Those
them.
it be in would it be in bad taste if I killed Toby Keith right away?
No, he's
No, you're
already
good.
dead. It's fine.
No, I okay.
I was
Um,
almost gonna leave him out and trade him with like with George Strait, but I was like, those are like those were. I mean, I was told that like late '90s, so these guys were pretty huge in the late '90s. So
okay.
Tim
I
McGraw, Toby
probably
Keith,
am
Alan
gonna
Jackson.
say, golly, who would be a better fuck? Um,
I mean,
Golly, who would be a better fuck?
that will not be the episode title as much as Nate wants it to be, because I'm not putting that on Facebook for my mother to see.
Sorry, I gotta mute myself. That killed me.
That was really good. Your fucking accent
oh,
is
yeah.
clutch.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now
All
who would I want to fuck a little more?
right.
Well, I gotta
A
say,
little chocolate milk on this
probably
fuck.
be marrying Alan Jackson.
Okay. Chattahoochee.
And then I'd probably have to fuck. Oh, that's a tough one.
It is a really hard one for me too, even if I had to go for it.
Because I'm gonna go fuck Tim McGraw
Okay, and killing
and then
Toby.
kill Toby Keith. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a tough one.
because Toby had some really good bangers, but then he also had like, well, they all had their sellout shitty songs that
Yep.
like aren't good, but they also all have like 10 songs from like the earlier 90s probably that are just fucking
Yeah.
great. So it's just a matter of like, do you rate them on how amazing they were at their peak to you? Because other people might say
Hmm.
their fucking sellout country was their peak, which I don't know, but like I feel like I don't know. But I know it's not my place, but if I had to answer, I think as much as I love Alan Jackson, I'd probably kill Alan Jackson. I'd probably
That's not a good time.
I don't. Yeah.
Yep. No, that's not a good time at all.
But I think I'd have to because like Toby Keith to me, I think I'd have to marry Toby and fuck Tim. Yeah. And I love Alan Jackson, so but that is a hard one. So I'm glad you also struggled with that one. And I couldn't pick Vikings players from your era because I don't think they had a good
You
enough
barely
players.
picked country stars from his era. He's 27.
No,
He was
no, I meant
zero in the 90s.
the show notes put underrated things as 90, late 90s, so
Yeah.
late 90s to early 2010s, which these guys were probably on the very end of that in the 90s, but I couldn't name you country singers from the 2010s, so it is what it is. What do you got for Rushmore?
Ooh, let's go FMK. Hold on.
You got another one?
Yep. Garth Brooks, Reba McEntire, Trisha Yearwood.
Oh boy. That's a little.
And you can do the slap pickle tickle or whatever version if you're more comfortable with that.
Wasn't that what fucking last week's guest was drinking? It was the IPA name.
Yeah,
Darko.
it was
So-
actually.
You had a pickled.
George Strait, Reba, and
So Reba, Trisha, Garth Brooks.
Holly. What songs does Trisha Yearwood have?
Well, she married Garth Brooks, so that's pretty much her claim to
Oh,
fame.
yeah.
But she
Oh,
does
okay.
have some decent songs.
Yeah, she does. Probably. I'm gonna have to kill Trisha,
Mm.
marry Garth,
Mm.
and then fuck Reba.
I would marry Reba, fuck Garth. Fancy's too much of a
Yeah,
banger, right?
Fancy's-
Like,
yeah,
oh
it
geez.
is.
That song comes on and I'm just like in tears driving.
Yeah, that's
And I was just, this song's so fucking awesome.
Reba's
All
got
right.
some very emotional songs.
Who does Reba?
Yeah.
Well,
Reba.
yeah, Reba and Garth
Oh.
both do, but like to me, when I measure them out,
I miss music. I miss music videos. I know it's like I miss watching like CMT music videos and actually being like
Yeah.
when like good ones actually hit. Like the Reba McEntire, the one where she has fucking cancer or something, and like
Yep.
it's just like there's so many good. Not that like that's
I probably should have done Shania instead of Garth.
to keep it.
I
That would've been-
definitely
yeah, that
should have.
would've-
I should have kept that, but I mean, we are not professionals.
Brother.
Yeah, it's just funny because it's one of those in the notes. It says like, I'd like to hear him talk about country music because he has a cowboy hat tattoo. But
Oh, yeah.
I've never heard him listen to country music. Is what somebody put in.
He probably hasn't. He's just bullshitting us.
Yeah. Do you ever listen to Rebel Meets Rebel?
Never heard that one.
So that is the guys from Pantera with David Allan Coe singing.
Weird.
Oh, it's a 50% banger. That album is heavy metal with David Allan Coe singing. And then there's some really shitty songs. There's some really shitty songs on that album, but like the ones that are good are bangers. So I'm going to go with Mount Rushmore. And obviously, I'm going to go with what should I do? Let's go Ruthless Aggression era wrestlers.
Ruthless Aggression. Oh,
Yeah, I know that one's a hard one.
okay.
But wrestling came up so often that I was like, if anybody's
Yep.
going to be able to do this, it's going to be him.
Okay. So, yeah, this is prime time. This is a great question. So, you definitely have to have Brock Lesnar.
Correct.
You definitely have to have Kurt Angle.
Really? Okay.
I think so. I think so.
Well, I'm just surprised
it-
you put him before anybody else.
No, I just I like wrestling, like
Mhm.
MMA and stuff too. So I really was drawn to his style of wrestling. And then you gotta go Randy Orton because he's just good.
Okay.
And
Okay.
um, then Ruthless Aggression. And you got a guy. Do you start with the guy that started Ruthless Aggression, John Cena?
Yeah, you almost
Because
have to. He's still the
yeah,
GOAT. He's still the GOATed, right?
because was Randy Orton was he in Ruthless Aggression?
Yes. Because
He
he
was a
would
little bit before.
well,
Was
he
he
was
in
he was before, but about the time Evolution came in, right? And
Yep,
Evolution was not
Evolution. Yep.
Attitude Era. Evolution was
Yep.
that kind of mid in between the
Maybe that
two.
is a little bit before Randy's time then. But then
Well,
who do
no,
you put
because
in?
Randy Orton at his best, I actually would argue Randy Orton at his best was the PG era because
Yes, yes, I
that's when
100% agree with you.
Randy Orton as a ballerina. And I've always said if
Just
you want to learn how to wrestle, you watch Randy Orton.
yes. He's just so everything he does is so calculated. He does not miss a step
Mm-hmm.
and he can put anyone over.
Yep.
He can do anything with any opponent and he can make you feel like this is the match that you need to watch.
Yeah, he was a bit of a nepo baby coming in, so everybody kind of like poo pooed on him. But
Mm-hmm.
if you like just watch his drop kick alone, Jesus, like easily one of the best of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I would have made arguments for Chris Jericho.
Yes, I can see that. Yep.
Yep, no matter what he's doing now or whatever weirdness he's on at the moment. But I definitely might have made a good argument for him because I think the Y2J era, and of course I have to
I
go with
remember that.
yep, yeah. That was such good TV every time he was on.
Because it was like a 6 month buildup, and like people
Yep,
were like, "What does this mean?" I
yeah. What
was
was the countdown?
I would think I
Mm-hmm.
would have. That was like the last time I really watched wrestling. Was that because that would have been like like freshman year of high school. I don't think I really watched it past like that ish era in my life.
And I recently went on a Taz kick. I started watching all of the Taz
Yeah, Taz
videos
is
I
also
could.
one of my
He's one of my
Taz
all-time
is one of my
favorites.
favorites. Yep.
Thank you. Thank
Taz Mission.
you.
Yes, yeah. The Are you aware that he had his own radio show on
Yes.
CBS?
Yes. I
Were you a
never got to listen to
listener?
it. No, I never got to listen to it. I'm still not a podcast guy, but now I want to go back and listen to it. Also, like, I don't know how interested in him as a person I am,
Yeah, I get that.
but him as a wrestler, like, he invented the tap out. Like, before
Yep.
him,
The
there was
Connie
no,
Hajime.
there was no tapping out in wrestling. You had to say, I quit or get knocked out. And because the Taz mission was so brutal that you couldn't talk. So they sold it, right? I don't know if that's the work or not, but you had to tap out. That's all you could do was tap his arm to get out of the hold. He invented that. He brought that in. And the just like the Bam Bam Bigelow matches, I was watching this like the greatest Taz stuff and they glossed over the Bam Bam Bigelow stuff. And I'm like, you can't gloss over that. He deadlifted Bam Bam Bigelow. Bam Bam did not want to take that suplex through the table. And Taz was like, you're going to fucking take this suplex. Taz is 5'6".
Yeah, he's not a very big man.
Bam Bam Bigelow is 6 feet tall and had 100 pounds on Taz. And Taz was like, then I'm just going to suplex you. And threw the man over his head without him jumping or giving into the move. Like, that's wild. And I always get dirty looks and I'm like, no, Taz is one of the greatest of all times. He started that MMA gimmick
Yeah.
where I think it was you that made the reference in the
Yep, that was
in the
me.
Discord, yeah. And you were like, win if you can, survive if I let you. And I was like, I know that.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
know that.
I threw that in just for you.
Yes, I will always go to bat for Taz any chance I get.
No, Taz is one of those guys where I don't know why, but I just love him. Like, it's just odd that you're 5'6" and you're suplexing people and making it look like they break their neck and
Yeah.
just all around beefcake.
He was jacked. He was 5'6" tall and 5'6" wide. Like he was
He was every
was
5'6" of that frame.
yeah. And he was just so big and so strong. And his gimmick was so before he got to WWE because they have no clue
Yeah,
what
they
to do
kind
with him.
of yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess he at some point said something stupid like nobody's allowed to suplex but me, and they were like, you can't really do that here in WWE. I think that kind of killed his career there. But like that initial bout that he had with Kurt Angle, those two should have been some of the
Hmm.
greatest rivalries we ever saw.
Yep. Yeah, along with like, how many matches did he have with Brock Lesnar? It wasn't a lot, was it?
No, I couldn't even name one, to be honest with
I think they only had like maybe one,
you.
and
And that's
maybe I couldn't tell you.
ridiculous. That's
Yeah, that's
ridiculous considering Brock
honestly
Lesnar
of
is who he
all the
is.
crimes the WWE has had, I think that one has to be highly up there.
Oh, okay. Um, Next big crime WWE had putting Sting against Triple H at WrestleMania and not The Undertaker.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Any wrestling fan right now
why,
was just like, oh, that hurts
why.
so bad. Yeah, yeah, no, that was a huge, but I think Undertaker was on his way out at that point anyway. Because who did Undertaker face at that one? It was like,
What year was that?
it was right after
What?
COVID, so probably 2022 because they went to Florida.
Oh, that's kind of right when I went out.
Yeah,
I yeah, COVID kind of I couldn't get it with all the fans not being there, so I
on
kind of
TV
just
screens. Yeah, no,
yeah.
I think Undertaker wrestled like a crush match with
So it
somebody
was after the AJ Styles match then.
that might have been the AJ Styles match. To be honest with you,
Okay, because he had the one with the Fiend, and I did not like that one. The was it the House of Horrors match?
no, that was John Cena in the Fiend.
Oh, okay,
The Undertaker faced the new face of fear, Bray Wyatt, which I still have that
okay.
shirt. I have that over there with the lamb on it. I fought for that shirt for years. Like that was one of those ones where like I went to eBay and I was like, I'll pay you no matter how much because I wanted that shirt so bad. So that no, that was the John Cena one with the Fiend, which John Cena wrote. I don't know if you knew that.
Huh, I did not know that.
Yeah, that was apparently all John Cena. And it was like, what if I could reset my career? And that's when the Fiend resetting people's career really kicked off, right? That's how he reset Finn Balor, he reset AJ Styles, he reset all of those people that he fought because he brought in that like, I'm going to tear you down to bring you back to the best version of yourself. I honestly, I could probably do a whole episode on the Fiend and talk about everything that he did that was like mental health related and wrestling related and long-term storytelling. I should probably somebody out there with a wrestling podcast get me on.
Well,
Anyway,
we have a little serious goose topic here. If you want to talk about that at all, Daniel, your health issues you've been battling here for a minute. I think you've posted a couple times. You were in and out of the hospital in the emergency room. So, anything you want to update us with, or anything you want the crew to know about that?
Yeah, so the first week of October, I went to the ER. A little bit later, I was diagnosed with autoimmune hepatitis. So basically, my liver was attacked by my immune system without me telling it to. So I got pretty sick. I'm on steroids right now. So ideally, we're trying to get the whatever's happening into remission. And then eventually I'll just be taking liver medication. And then I will eventually be off of that. And then it's going to be like an 18-month process for that. But yeah, it's been kind of difficult with losing a lot of my strength. I think I can't even lift 1,000 pounds anymore. Like I did 225 at the gym for about 3 reps, and about 2 or 3 months ago, I was doing 300 for four. So it's kind of been a toll, but I'm going to use the Lift Hard Live Easy Classic 3, and I'm going to be 275, and I'm going to put up about the same numbers. So I am going to use this as something to push me forward to actually lose that weight that I've been needing to lose. I'm actually down 25 pounds in about 5 weeks.
It's awesome.
So it's, well, yeah, but losing it that quick, I don't
Well,
think is
yeah,
the
true. Yeah, yeah.
healthiest. But
I
yeah,
gotcha.
no, I get where you're coming
But
from. But yeah, it's just
it's
been
a good kickstart.
definitely is. So once the muscle comes back in, I think I'm just going to be better than ever. But that's just kind of what I'm going through right now. It's not a forever thing right now. So hopefully I just gotta kick ass again. And then it's just what's happening right now, and it's going to be over soon.
Well, you got all our support and our best wishes for you, and hopefully that all gets sorted out and ends up being something you can kind of manage rather than have to struggle with.
Yeah. Though I guess the worst part is though I can't drink beer anymore or alcohol
Oof.
because yeah,
I mean,
yeah. So
it's not the worst thing,
I,
I guess.
Yeah.
no, it's not. No, I love water. Water is my favorite drink, so it's not the worst thing in the world. It's just knowing I can't like have a beer with a burger every once in a while. That's kind of just hurting. But yeah, other than that, like
Crew
we're gonna
Falls is
be
gonna.
okay. That's
Well, Crew
well,
Falls will definitely be a test, but I'm assuming the no alcohol is for health, so you can't really just say fuck it
no,
this one
yeah, like
time.
I
So
will. Yeah,
if
I
if
will literally
so
go
so
into liver
so if
failure.
so if any of us see Big Daniel there drinking a beer at Liftard at Crew Falls, we have the right to come up and just smack you across the face and tell you what the fuck you're doing, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, don't
I would say the
we don't want
alternative.
to. Yeah,
I think the
I
alternative
I
would
mean,
don't.
if it
be
saves your life, I mean, it might be
somebody
worth
will
it.
ask why you're not drinking, and then I will be in their way. That'll be one of those like you do not pressure him.
No, I
My
think
5 foot frame in the way of just like you leave him alone.
I think it's good that it happened right now because with the rise of THC drinks, like I'm very pro THC.
Mhm.
So I mean that's still fine. I mean, sure they're $9 a can, but it's
Well,
still a
you only
fun
need
thing to
one.
do. Exactly.
Beer's 250 a can, so and you need 4 or 5 to get the feeling. So yeah, you're
The bars sell those now? I mean, I know you probably
yeah,
just take one in or whatever, but I didn't know like what the legality of that is.
you just
So in
shotgun
Minnesota,
one.
yeah, Minnesota you can.
Interesting.
I don't know if North Dakota you can, but
Eh, find out in a couple weeks.
One way to find out.
We'll probably get into unpaid, underrated here in a second. There was one last thing about something about you being a high school basketball champion, specifically in the
yes.
girls' league. Is that what am I missing there? What's the story?
So I wanted to get a girlfriend. So I thought, what is the best way to win her heart than be the film manager for our high
Ah,
school basketball team?
that makes sense.
And our team was the Shanley dynasty. We only lost 2 games in the 2 games in the 2 years I was there. And it was blowout game pretty much every single time, winning 35-70, obviously because of my amazing
Camera
film
skills.
work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. And so, yeah, that's how I ended up getting 2 Class A champions in North Dakota women's high school basketball.
Well, that's awesome. One thing my one little picky nit with that is, so you've got all this experience running a camera, but you can't post to Instagram. You can't film yourself lifting and throw up an Instagram story for the crew to see.
No, I guess, yeah, I never, maybe I will once I get a couple more followers. I'll
Well,
start posting more.
you're guaranteed to get three, I say, out of this podcast. We'll get you three new followers. I try. I think I forgot because I remember you telling me in the past you weren't really active on Instagram, but then I think I took that as you didn't have an Instagram, and then I realized you did, and I knew that as soon as I saw it, but it was I don't think I actually tagged you in any of the stuff leading up to this, so I'll make sure I tag you and I do a collab post next week. So hopefully
Is
get
this
you a
one of
couple
those
weeks.
rare occasions I follow the guest and you don't?
No, I do. I
I
just
think
forgot
we
that he
both
had.
do.
I definitely have. I do. I just he doesn't talk to me on Instagram. He only talks to me on Discord. So like usually, if anyone talks to me on Discord, I assume they don't have Instagram because I have 2 or 3 people I talk to exclusively on Discord or text that don't have Instagram. So, all right. Unpaid or underrated, relatively new game we came up with all by ourselves, no influence by anyone else. So quick little example here would be, if you think it's overrated, we'll call it unpaid, and if you think it's underrated, it's underrated. So, Big Daniel, cannolis, unpaid or underrated? Specifically, the one that you had at the Lift Hard Live Easy, I guess.
Oh, those. Um,
It was just,
that
yeah, yep,
that was with you,
yeah.
Big Jeff, and
Chris,
Big
Chris.
Chris. Yep. That was it was all right. I guess I'll say underrated. It was underrated. I think it's probably a little bit the chicken parm wouldn't have been as good.
The chicken farm was horrible. So I guess I was fishing more for So he ordered a cannoli for dinner because he had already eaten. And we were just like, oh, cool, he's just gonna eat a dessert. Because the only cannoli I've ever been experienced with is like the dessert cannoli. And they brought out this like huge calzone looking thing. And I was like, huh. And I think we talked about it a little bit at dinner, but it was just still, it was the most confusing experience I've ever had at a restaurant of like, that's a cannoli? I didn't understand it. Is that what you thought you ordered when you ordered it?
No, I knew what I ordered. It was in the
Okay.
description, so I knew what
Okay.
I was going in for.
That's just funny. All right. So that was Big Keith wrong again sometimes there. Unpaid or underrated 15% off rebate sales at Menards.
So it's not 15% anymore, it's
Oh,
11%.
11.
But
So that just goes to date how old Big Tanner is and how long it is since he's worked there.
I think there's the 15% bag sale. That
Eh,
could be
is it a bag or a bag?
bag.
Well,
It's a beg.
just say it so ambiguous we can't actually understand which one you're saying.
No, but let's see. So it's 11% off of, or you get 11% back off your rebate or your receipt. I actually have a couple lined up right now. I think I got like $100 worth of stuff I'm going to be getting. Um, I'm going to go, even though it would be cheaper just to have it be on sale rather than waiting 6 to 8 weeks to get your rebate back and having to fill out a form and having to send in your receipts. I'm going to go underrated.
Gotcha. Wait, so as an employee, you don't just get like an automatic 10% off shit or anything like that?
So yep, so I get the 11%. The 11% is for everybody, and
Okay.
then I get an additional 10%, but that comes out of my
Ooh,
next paycheck. Yeah,
out of here. That's so
Comes
weird.
on.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
like they
It's
give it back, like you pay
no,
for it.
so like the price of whatever I purchased will come out of my paycheck.
Oh, so you don't actually
So if I,
Oh,
pay
okay.
with you, so you
yeah, exactly.
You pay
that's
with
So
weird.
if
credit.
I buy a $500 refrigerator, that $500 is coming out of that next paycheck.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's yeah.
And that's yeah, I don't know. All right. Well, on let's see. I'm gonna do one more Menards here. So, unpaid or underrated, the grocery department at Menards.
It's overrated, very overrated. I wouldn't even call it I would call it a preservative aisle or department. Yeah, it's
Some canned food and chips, basically, or
yep. We got the Hormel chilies, we got the Hormel dinners, the 1 minute meals. Uh, we got we do Hostess bread, and then we do have like some lunch meat and stuff. But I forgot to load my or cook my lunch, so I was going to get some cottage cheese, and we don't sell cottage cheese, so that was kind of a nightmare. I had to go to the Holiday, and they didn't have cottage cheese, so I was cottage cheeseless for the day. But
damn,
yeah, that's just if you're looking for healthy and nutritious, go
Menards.
somewhere else. But if you
It's
need
You need an
if
air
you need
purifier, come
something
here.
that yeah, if you want some beef jerky or a monster, go for
Nice. What is your I don't want to and like in under 90 seconds or well, under a couple minutes, like has your diet changed since this diagnosis, like of what you're
it.
having to
Yeah,
consume?
yeah. So actually, I am not supposed to be doing like simple carbs. I'm doing the complex carbs, so wheat, grains, all that stuff. I'm doing a lot more fruits, vegetables. It just they want me to cut out red meat, and I'm not
Ugh, that's gonna be
100.
hard.
Yeah, that's.
I'd be
I'm
like,
gonna
oh,
kind of tell them like this. I will do everything else. Just kind of let me keep the meat the same. I'll do all your veggies. I'll do all the fruits. So yeah, I'll eat like a whole ass cantaloupe or a bushel of bananas if I want, just for a snack, and then like cottage cheese. I've been doing hummus, all that fun stuff.
nice.
Hummus
Yeah,
is top tier.
losing
One
red
hundred
meat as a
percent.
whole would be tough. Like I could
Yeah, I
I mean I eat red meat at
cannot do
least
that.
I mean like the minimum three times a week, but usually more than that. But three is probably right where it's at. I couldn't go down to like no red meat. And I do.
I could, and it would be easy, but I would hate it. Like I know that if I have a big deadlift day, I want a steak dinner. Like I
Yeah,
want a
No.
good, right? But I mostly eat chicken and pork, to be honest with you. So
I ate a lot of fucking chicken.
yeah,
Yeah, when you're a big Midwest boy, you gotta be eating all that red meat you can.
yep. All
All right.
right, I guess it's my turn.
Yeah, I'll hand it over. Maybe not do all 6 that are left, but
Nope, I'm gonna pick my favorite ones: unpaid or
Yep.
underrated, Ohio, or as I like to call it, Ohio.
I don't know why I love this state. Like I've never been there. I've only seen pictures of it.
What? This
But it's
state
under no,
sucks.
but you're not from North Dakota is the thing. Like from
Yeah,
being
okay.
from North Dakota, I feel like it's just a little it's I don't know. I've just kind of always had a very strange attraction towards it. I'm a huge Ohio State fan. When LeBron went there, I just fell in love. So I'm gonna go underrated. And I don't care what anyone else says.
I'm not gonna
It's
talk you out of
just
it.
I don't know why, but for whatever reason, Ohio was like my Hawaii. Like I don't understand it. Like maybe I'll go there and I'll be like, okay, maybe this is trash. But until I do that, I just want to keep the dream alive.
And you should, but I've been there now twice, maybe 3 times, and every time I'm just like, this place is different. That's how I'll say it. This place is different. Everything here and everyone here. This is a different place. So hopefully when you come to the Arnold, maybe we'll
We
figure
can
that
do
out
that,
together.
yeah.
Yeah, because I definitely I wasn't planning on going to the Arnold this year. It was one of those like maybe I will, maybe I won't, but I think I kind of have to at this time. Unpaid or underrated, getting punched in the balls during Mario Kart.
that's not how you say Mario.
Mar- I said Mario.
You did. Like marry my wifey-o. That's not how
Yeah,
you say
Mario. What the fuck's the difference? I bet that Scott
Mar.
Dodd's coming in. Yeah, it is. All right, so getting punched in the balls during Mario Kart.
There you go. That's better.
That's super underrated, underpaid. I don't know why a human being would do this to a brother, an older brother, much less. So what happened was I was just having a good day during the summer, just playing Mario Kart on the Wii, and all of a sudden, the second oldest runs down full on. I think he pants me too, and just swings at my nutsack.
How old were you?
And
Give or take.
this 15.
Okay, so
So I
you
was 15. He was probably 13.
that's
And
fucked up.
like,
That's old enough to know better.
no, yeah, 100%. But like, that's just the household I grew up in. Like, it would be a medical miracle if we had children. I'm not going to lie. Like, it's just, if there's one surviving testicle in our whole family, that's a win for us. But so that happened. And I didn't get my revenge until I left for college. I restrained myself from any below the belt punches until that moment. And when my brother hugged me goodbye for when I went to college, I kneed him right in the sack, and it felt so good.
Welcome to Unpaid and Underrated, where we relive trauma over and over and over again. All right, I'm going to do 2 more because I think we are getting close to the 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm logging off in like 20 minutes or less.
Oh
Sorry.
man, unpaid or underrated Pizza Ranch farts.
Those are also going to be underrated
What?
because that was the greatest fart I think I have ever had in my entire life. It
You're
had
proud of it,
everything.
eh?
I am very proud of it. Like honestly, when I go to heaven, I hope that's in my highlight reel because it had so much force. It was so loud. We were leaving and I crop dusted an entire balcony almost. And I think, honestly, I think it was so powerful. Pizzas flipped over on the tables. Like, and every other fart I've ever had, I have to compare it to that one. And there hasn't been one that has topped it. And this was, golly, this had to have been when I was about 15, so about 12 years.
So do you think it was because you got punched in the nuts? It was like it was a byproduct of that?
I don't know. There's a lot of strange things happening down there in our family.
Today, my little girl, I'm trying to get her to lay down for bed, and I let out one, just loud. And I go, "What was that?" She goes, "That was you, Daddy. You went." She kept just recreating my fart. She's 3, so she has no clue how to do it. It was fucking great. All right, no, I'm gonna end on that one. I think you passed unpaid and underrated. That was a
Perfect.
good. That was good. So of course the next one, just because we want to make sure we get to it before Cinderella here turns into a
Oh,
pumpkin.
fuck off.
Do you have anything for us?
Can I take a piss quick?
Sure.
Thanks.
Keith, hit us with the don't take the phone with you.
All right, guys. So, obviously, this week is the week to, if you were one of the runner-ups, didn't get any prizes, Barbell Rescue. Kim, he does sell these Barbell Rescue brushes. So, if you had your heart set on buying one or winning one, that is, we can't really help you at that, but we can help you out with code unpaid. Save a little bit of money at Barbell Rescue. Also, you need some smelling salts. Your training sessions going a little rough. You need that little pick me up. So, obviously Obsidian Ammonia, and they got some of the best selling smelling salts we've ever had out there. Code Unpaid also there. Works out great. Plate snacks, good friends over there. I was debating on like looking at some of my arsenal in my gym. I was like, what could I put plate snacks on? Because he's got some cool stuff. I think if I end up getting a circus dumbbell, I'm gonna get a bunch of logos on that, some kind of like big NWC or something. So he can do all kinds of custom stuff like that. He can do your weight stacks if you have a selectorized machine. Big Tommy, we're looking at you. I know you'll never listen to this, but if you ever want to, get some Massonomics branding on that, weight stack on your $200 plate lat pull down that probably cost $3,000 back in the day, you go ahead and use code unpaid, save a little money there. Home Gym Con, if you want to go down there to Louisville, Kentucky next June and hang out with some of the crew, use a code unpaid there, save a little money. Big Chris over at Belt Fed Strength. He's got a lot of great belts him and his wife are making and pumping out there. And they're also doing all kinds. They're still doing all the cleanup down there in the Carolinas. Helping the hurricane victims and stuff. They're out there every weekend. It looks like going through literally helping people like dig their lives out of the mud. So it's kind of surreal to still see like a couple months later, like they're not out of the woods down there. And then if you want to help out the new father, big Grant down there, buy some Strength Co apparel and save a little bit of money using code unpaid specifically on the apparel. And that is the affiliates we have. So go ahead and use them. And then this will lead us back to Big Daniel. He's going to hit up with a couple questions.
Joey, you remember the Lift Harder Easy Classic 2, correct?
Sure.
You remember I asked you, well, why don't you just move to America? And you said that because you are aware that other countries exist, correct?
American exceptionalism.
That's something he would say.
So I have created a country questionnaire, and I named it Big Dumb Smelly American, BDSM for short.
Oh Jesus!
So
BDSM, nice.
All right,
BDSM, Joey. How many time zones does China have?
4.
That's what I would have said.
They have 1.
Okay.
Huh.
Okay, so that'd be wrong again, Joey.
Hey, how many does Canada have?
Same amount
4.
we have.
Nope.
No?
Oh no, because there's more to the right.
Alaska,
because
yep.
fucking
Alaska.
No, it's actually
no, it's to the
Newfoundland has
right.
their own.
Yeah,
Newfoundland has their own half an hour.
Yes,
time
Scan's
zone.
got a weird one too.
Yep. Next.
All right.
The fuck cares about China? Fucking China.
Probably like a billion people. The Chinese.
With a 1,600 square meters of space and seating for 300, this country has the world's largest KFC.
Ooh. Algeria.
Azerbaijan. Wrong again, Joey.
Wait, where?
Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan. Is that a country or a city?
That's a country in Middle Eastish, kind of by Georgia. I believe. No. Kyrgyzstan.
Somewhere over there where like Larry Wills was posting when he was like Exodus, the American country where they were. I'm guessing.
Yeah, right over by Turkey.
Okay.
Hey,
I'm not overly familiar.
no, me either. Never heard of it.
Definitely sounded more like a city than a country, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Bahamas and this African country are the only two countries that officially use the in their name.
Oh shit, I actually do know that. Nope. I'm losing it.
The Gambia. Wrong again, Joey. Our next one is after helping end conflicts in the late 1990s, this European country erected a monument of Bill Clinton.
Oof. A European country elected a thing of Bill Clinton.
What was the conflict in the late 90s, too? Yeah.
Afghanistan.
Kosovo. Wrong again, Joey.
The fuck is Kosovo?
I've heard of it. I don't know where it is, other than in Europe, apparently.
And then the last one, you still haven't got one right.
No, I'm not going to.
There may have been a little bit of malice when I created these questions.
Oh, I can tell. I can tell. American exception. Apparently, I hurt your American exceptionalism feelings.
There are only 8 pilots qualified to land at the Paro Airport in this Asian country, making it the world's most dangerous airport in the world.
South Korea.
Bhutan. Wrong again, Joey.
Well done. I enjoyed that segment.
That was actually really fun because, like, we learned things and we made friends along the way.
And having to look this up, it was super fun learning other facts about countries too.
You wanted to fuck with me so bad. You went and learned about so many other countries.
And it was.
That's why it was my favorite segment.
Well, yeah, you would like that.
Yep.
Yeah. Now hit Keith with any questions about anything other than New York.
It's so big.
It's the biggest state.
Fuck you, mofo. I don't know. I think that was a perfect segment to end on. Now,
do you have anything for me?
Yeah, no, I'm not cutting you off.
I do have a Mount Rushmore of least favorite movie tropes.
Do it.
He just did it.
So,
yeah. Oh, well, fuck, dude. That's too. I was thinking FMK.
Here, I look stupid for a minute.
Well, I had to one up you. I don't. I hate fucking movies that don't have real endings. They're the stupidest fucking things in the world. I don't want an open-ended ending. I don't. Yeah, okay. Actually, I'm gonna have fun with this one. Okay, yeah, like the end of Castaway, where it's just like, does he go this way or does he go that way? Does he go back and try to fucking like have a relationship, or does he fucking just go on with his life? I just hate movies that make you guess what the fucking ending is and leave it up for interpretation. Those are complete waste of times to me. Along the same vein of that, I fucking loathe when main characters die at the end of the fucking movie. That also pisses me off without end. Like,
yeah, not a big fan of Passion of the Christ. Didn't see that one coming. Really bothered him.
I won't watch religious movies. I've never glazed that one. I don't think I ever will. Those are my top. I don't know that I need to go past those.
No, I'll fill in the rest.
Yeah, that works.
Time travel bullshit.
Yes.
I absolutely despise
time.
So there was this travel. No, you're wrong. There was this one movie.
Dodd's jerking off that beam behind him.
Oh, he's really enjoying that. So it's this one movie and Kevin Bacon is in it, and it's like supposed to be a horror movie where he's in a house in the woods.
Oh, dark.
And like, and like things are moving around, and like he doesn't know what's going on, blah blah blah. And then later you find out it was him the whole time.
Yeah, I think I've seen that.
I hate that shit. Time travel movies that are like period pieces where like they go back in time and they deal, that's fine. But that thing of when it's like it was you the whole time and you didn't know because like I hate that. That actually I will turn a movie off. Whether I will walk out. If that is the trope of the movie, I'll walk out. I hate that stuff. And consummation tropes. Consummation tropes are the worst thing. So it's when you set up a relationship between two main characters, always male and female, and all you're doing is waiting for them to have sex. Big Bang Theory was based on it. They did it in the X-Files. It's just one of those things where they introduce two characters and all you're doing is just hook up. Fuck, just do it. Like, stop. That is so low brow and low key, or not low key. It's just like bad. It's so lazy writing, and it makes you want. It's the idea that they make you want to watch it. Like these two need to be together, and throughout the first two seasons, they're not together. They're with somebody else, and then, but then eventually they're going to get together. It's just it's lazy writing to me.
I think it's just drama in general. Like that's more TV than movies. I mean, I guess, well, yeah, basically. But that was good. Enjoyed that, Daniel. I enjoyed venting a little bit about my. I'm trying. I sat there trying to think of any more that kind of stood out to
I could go all
answer
day.
the Rushmore, but the two that I said are definitely my bigger pet peeves.
The time
For
travel
sure.
one is very annoying. I don't know how you don't hate it.
Yeah, not.
Yeah.
It's just so lazy.
Yeah, surprise. It was you. Oh,
It
it's
depends if it's like if
your
it's
mind is
done.
blown.
I
No,
don't
it's
know.
never been done right. It's never been
Yeah,
done
Uh,
right.
Fight Club,
Which
I
one?
didn't like Fight.
Fight
Yeah,
Club.
I would say I don't love that. That was not necessarily the time travel, but the whole like the mental.
It's
It
kind
was
of
in your
yeah.
head the whole time because then it was showing you stuff that didn't exist. Like, and it's not a bad movie by any means. It's like one of the most
No,
popular
yeah,
movies.
yeah.
I don't think it's as good as people think it is, but I also don't. I don't know. I didn't love the twist there. All right.
What
Well,
is the best twist of a movie?
I
I know you want to go to bed so bad.
just got to get up early. I
So
don't
do
know.
I.
That's all our questions are better if we ask them in advance. It's so hard to think of like what is the best thing.
I mean, The Sixth
I
Sense
know
is
there
up
was,
there.
Yeah,
yeah. I liked what was the one with fucking Christian Bale where and then
The Prestige.
yes. I don't remember what the twist was, but I remember it being like a
The
huge
brothers are
fucking
twins, or just
yeah,
twins, and
it
then
was twins, yeah. That was a yeah, spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen it yet.
If it's more
Yeah.
than a year old, get over it.
That Leonardo DiCaprio movie where the boat sank at the end, that fucking blew my mind.
Titanic?
Yeah, it was a joke. Already, David's. It's funny because we knew they were gonna hit an iceberg and to go down. Movies that are like historically based, but you don't like. So I've watched a couple movies, like what was the sniper movie? American Sniper. I didn't know anything about the Chris Kyle, I believe it is. Like I had no clue who he was or what his story was. So clearly didn't know that like in real life he was fucking murdered. And so I was like, oh, this is an awesome movie. The movie's almost over. Sweet. I'm gonna give it like a 9 out of 10. And then he fucking dies at the end. I'm like, that one I can't really be as upset that the main character died because it happened in real life. But in general, it's like, fuck, you're sitting here like bawling because you didn't know the fucker died. And if you knew he died in advance, it might not have been as dramatic. There was another movie I watched with it was a really shitty Robert Pattinson movie where he ends up dying. He ends up like being in the World Trade Center to like meet his dad on like a fluke thing, and he fucking dies in the World Trade Center. And like I didn't know that's what the movie was about. And then, but apparently, like if you, it was like based on a book that everyone else knew that that's what it was about. So
Mm.
like surprises like that where like you should know it if you knew the backstory, but I didn't know the backstory, and I was like, "Fuck, this one caught me off guard." Oh, there's another. There was a firefighter movie that came out a few years ago where this whole fucking like battalion of firefighters just literally just like melted alive and were burned alive. And I didn't know that either. And only like one guy survived. And it was like a very traumatic fucking ending of a movie, but it was real. And it's just like when you watch a movie that you didn't know what was going to happen, even though it was based on facts. But those make, and then you go down that Wikipedia rabbit hole to like learn everything about the actual story. So like I do like movies that motivate me to go Wikipedia because then I can spend a fucking hour reading like every article about like this topic. So, and that was our movie segment of the week, ladies and gentlemen.
You got as
Man.
passionate about that as I did about wrestling. So good work.
Big Daniel brought it out of me. All right, boys, we ready to bring us in for a landing?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Big Daniel, where they going to find you at one more time? Where they want you to stalk you out on Instagram or Discord?
Discord, I am Big Spicy Pizza, and on Instagram, I am Coach8123.
Gotcha. And under 1 minute, why is it Big Spicy Pizza? Was that just where'd that handle come from?
I just like pizza and I like spicy food, so it kind of just
All
what I chose.
right, we'll dig
Wasn't
it.
anything, yeah,
Nothing deeper than that. All right,
not really.
Big Joey, where are they going to find you at?
Joey _Malesko, MLECZKO, and that's about it.
Dig it. We got the Instagram Unpaid and Underrated Podcast, the website unpaidinternpodcast.com. We got the YouTube. I'm Big Keith. You can follow me on Instagram at KeithHoneyGet73. More importantly, go follow my Orange Jim, the No Wine Cellar, and we'll see you next Tuesday.